Good morning, everybody. This is Saturday, February 5th. So obviously everybody knows by now that GoFundMe has dropped the trucker convoy funding page and was holding like $10 million. That's not news to anybody. And of course now they've set up a GiveSendGo account, which I know, like, I checked it last night at like 1:42 a.m. and at that point it was about $315,000. And the website's been up and down the whole time. It's very hard to get onto it. Even my Joe Biggs page is hard to get onto because the site's so overwhelmed. And now I see that they're under a DDoS attack. But anyway, and then I did get on there for a little bit this morning and saw that it was up to like $700,000. In a matter of like 6 hours, it went up. So I kind of calculated it, and my estimation was it was essentially raising like $587 a minute, which is a lot. That's even more than my plumber charges, and plumbers are expensive. Anyway, so I want to go back. So Owen Shroyer was on. He hosted the American Journal show last Friday, February 28th. And he was taking callers from Canada and people in the trucker convoy and things. And so I'm going to play you two clips of where Owen Shroyer essentially predicted everything that has happened over the last week and told them last Friday to just stop with the GoFundMe account, end it, and go ahead and switch over to GiveSendGo. Because we've seen this happen before. It happened to Owen when he started his funding page when he was charged. He was on there for like only a few hours, if I recall correctly, and they pulled his account. So stop using GoFundMe. Stop giving your money to people who hate you. They don't support right-wing or patriotic accounts. And I'll show you later, Andy Nago, I don't know if I pronounced it right, he has a great thread on Twitter showing 4 or 5 or maybe 6 different examples from 2019, 2020, where GoFundMe was actively supporting and holding up or keeping up different pages for left-wing activists, for people who had been arrested for violence and were asking for funds so they could take over the Sheraton Hotel in Minneapolis, funding for a farmer who was in the Chaz. They're even promoting, there was a tweet I saw earlier about promoting funding for the Chaz or the CHOP, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to play you 2 quick clips here from the American Journal show last week with Owen Shroyer, and then I'll come back at the end and we'll say a few more words. All right, so hang on here.
Keep mentioning about what's that, GoFundMe? Yeah, if we can get the word out to those folks to change it over to the other what is
GiveSendGo. So they still haven't moved. They still haven't moved it over yet.
Apparently not. They gave out $1 million or something. They released $1 million for them to get fuel. The truck.
That's not even the full amount. That's not even the full amount, though.
Oh, I know. I think it's upwards $6 million or something. But,
well, I don't know if anybody listening is in touch with the people running the GoFundMe account for the convoy. I know that you're sitting there and you've got the millions of dollars you want to access, but I'm telling you, you're going to be playing games with GoFundMe all day long, and they're just going to eventually shut you down. Just switch it over to GiveSendGo now. Just do it now. Take whatever funds you can get, and then just switch it. That's what I would do.
Yeah, 2 quick things. So I love the fact.
All right, so that's the first one. That was maybe like halfway through the show. Ironically, it's the same guy who called in and asked about Joe Biggs, where I had to go back and talk to Owen and correct the information. But anyways, so here's the next clip where it's a little bit more dramatic, a little bit more spot on. And so let's take a look at this one.
Very important and alarming. $4 million is being held by the GoFundMe Corporation. And I think that is a form of financial blacklisting. However, as you know, Let'sGo.finance has created a decentralized platform for conservatives to donate to their favorite church or content creator. That's how I found you, Owen. Right now, I'm staking on you. And I think if those truckers or if those people were to donate through Let'sGo.finance, they wouldn't be facing this issue.
I completely agree. Or GiveSendGo, something we know that's not going to censor them because they are withholding the funds. And I'm telling you, the fact that they're even playing games right now and saying, oh, we'll give you some of it, that just tells you that they don't want to give you any of it, and they're planning on shutting it down eventually. And you know, that might be the first phone call Trudeau makes from the desk he's hiding under, is to tell GoFundMe to pull those funds in an effort to stop the momentum. Oh, you know what? Do it. Pull the funds. Pull the GoFundMe. That's only gonna give it more momentum. That's only gonna fuel the fire of freedom. Do it. Take their money. Ban them on GoFundMe. Let's go. Add to the victory. Add to the momentum. Add to the fire of freedom that's burning in Canadians right now. Oh yeah. Let's see if they have the balls to do it. They'll probably just see. Here's what I think they're gonna do if they're smart. I probably shouldn't even say this because I'm giving them the idea. They're probably just going to hold the money forever and just say, oh, we'll give it to you, oh, we'll give it to you, oh, we'll give it to you, and just hold it forever. You're never going to see that money. They need to start a GiveSendGo or use Let's Go Finance.
Let'sGo.finance.
They need to do it immediately. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for calling. Let's go. So
here's that thread I was telling you about from Andy to Go, talking about GoFundMe supported and allowed fundraising for leftist occupations. They allowed the PDX protest bail fund to raise nearly $1.4 million for violent criminal suspects. The person behind the group, Catherine Bellia, is one of the Antifa who assaulted me in 2019. So from GoFundMe, in a community with no police, this farmer is feeding people and bringing them closer together. Learn how you can support Marcus's mission within the CHOP, right? And there's, another one, Antifa member to remain so she can raise cash after she was indicted on a felony, and more. Her attacking people at the park was caught on video by Melissa Lewis. GoFundMe supports 3 suspects arrested and charged over the bloody felony vandalism for family's home for purpose of witness intimidation. So you can go and check this out. It's Mr. Andy NGO. At Twitter, so you can check this out. So just a quick update. So looks like the GiveSendGo site, well, at least for Joe Biggs, is working right now. $615. Let me see if I can pull up the other one here. Well, it looks like the other one is down. So like I said, this website has been so attacked and so popular that it can't keep up. So there's that. That's all I really wanted to say today. And in closing, not that anybody cares, but my butt's been wiped. We'll see you later. Just one more thing before I go. So if you're not following Owen Shroyer, I know it's hard to follow him because he's banned everywhere. I think he has a Getter account, but he doesn't really use it much for personal stuff. It's more links to the InfoWars stuff. But this guy, we've always said for a while that Alex Jones was right, which is true. But I think that's old news now, right? The new hashtag should be Owen Shroyer was right. And there's so many times I'm listening to the show and I hear Owen say something like a prediction or what's going to happen, and I think to myself, I should write that down and remember that. What day and time he said that. And I do that occasionally, but I never really follow up with it. But it's becoming more and more the case, that Owen Shroyer was right. So check him out on band.video, infowars.com. Follow the War Room, which is on from 4 to 7 Eastern Time. It's a great show. He's becoming so good. And my wife was even saying, now she was a huge Rush listener. And Rush Limbaugh always used to say something, and I think Owen Shroyer should steal this. But Rush Limbaugh always used to say, don't doubt me on this. And most of the times Rush was right. And so I think that Owen Shroyer, if you're listening or watching this, you should steal that. All right. Don't doubt me on this. So that's all I got. Lots going on in Ottawa today. I'm going to be watching a lot of live streams today, and it should be an interesting, fun day. So we will see you later.